Welcome back. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Graphic Journal Club. Hello, Steffi. While we wait for Justine, who's a little bit late, I'm going to do a little introduction to the functioning of the Graphic Journal class, to the one who are catching the replay. I remember you that we always have one Graphic Journal Club on the second Sunday of the month. Today is the second Sunday of June, and we always have introvert session in the last Sunday of the month, which is a gathering in which we draw together, and we are very small amount of prompts just to draw together. I will put on some free of trademark music, and we just relax and draw, and there is few prompts. In the Graphic Journal Club, like today, we often have more than one or few prompts. We always have a theme. Like today, we are going to do more than one exercise. They are more guided than the last of the month. I guess that both are complementary. So if you can come to both or catch the replay. Okay. I am Echo.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
So sorry, I've just came back from Paris and I was so tired. But yeah, sorry.
It's okay. I was saying to Steffi before the recording started that I don't know why my iPad doesn't charge very fast. When we started, it was 17 and now it's 10%. I don't understand. It's been on charge since 1 hour and it's not so. So we are going to start, and hopefully it will not go down. And if it goes down, we will catch. I will open with the telephone and we will continue. Okay. Before we start today, we are going to take our journal and I'm going to put a small timer. And even before we start the meditation on everything, what we are going to do is you are going to take the next new page on your journal, and we are going to download our day, our feelings, our struggles, the fatigue, the technical problem, all the stuff. We are going to download all this on the page. Okay, so that we don't have to think about it anymore. If we have things that we want to put on the page, we just, as soon as the timer go on, you start writing until the end of the timer, and we will put 2 minutes, no stop writing. Can be words, can be sentences, can also be shapes if you want, or just symbol. But anyway, put everything on the page. 2 minutes downloading. Okay, the timer went off. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to do a very small meditation, but what I would like you to do, maybe if it's comfortable, we can stand up. If you can stand up, you can, or you can do the same exercise by sitting on a chair. I'm going to try to stand up if I can move my iPad. Yes. Before we start, what we are going to do, I can't be, okay, I can't be in the image. This is so weird. Okay, if you can stand up, you can stand up. If you can't stand up, it's okay. I'm going to refer to feet or to buttocks, the two things that are keeping you on the surface you are on. So if you are on your feet, you are going to switch a little bit the weight from one feet to the other. If you are sitting and you can move your hips, you do the same by being seated. If you can't move your hips, just switch the weight from one side to another, just to experiment, to shifting the position between left and right from wherever you are standing on. Okay, very slow. You can put your hand on your hips, like on your belly, or wherever you feel comfortable. And now we are going to do clockwise rotation. Okay, so if you are standing, you start maybe switching on the left side feet, and then on both point of your feet, and then on the right feet, and then you come back on the heel, and very slowly experiment the movement. If you are on a chair, do this with your shoulder, go in front, and then you rotate on the right, on the back, on the left, and just do some rotation like this. And what can be helpful to experiment, to visualize this rotation we are doing, maybe you can imagine that you have a brush on the top of your head that is touching the ceiling or the sky, and wherever you go in your rotation, you trace on the ceiling or in the sky this circle. Okay, so try to make your circle even and try to visualize the circle you are painting with brush on your head. And notice, is it a brush? What's the color of the ink you're using? Is it a thick line, a fine line? Just observe and observe the shape you are doing. And then very slowly we are going to reverse clockwise. I'm not sure if we did the reverse, auto reverse, like in the cassette recorder. Okay, so we are counterclockwise. And same, we go on the right, on the top, on the point of the feet, and then on the left, and then on the heel. If you are on the chair, you go shoulder on the right, and then in front of you, left, and the back. And notice the circle you are doing on the ceiling with your brush on the top of the head. Is it smaller? Is it bigger? Can you make the same size of the circle you're painting? Okay. And now what we are going to do is we are going to do on clock direction again. And we are going to start a very large, we are going to draw very large circle on the ceiling okay? And slowly we go into a spiral shape rotation, and we make the circle smaller and smaller. Okay. So maybe you will move the body less and less, and very slowly paint your spiral on the ceiling smaller and smaller. And then when you are in the center, slowly slow down, and then stop yourself in the center of the spiral you just draw. And then we are going to come on the right, on the other side, means we start from the center of the spiral. Maybe you can mentally change the color you're using in your brush on the top of the head. And then we are going to start to doing the spiral on reversing the clock direction. And so we start from the center of the spiral, and very slowly we start the rotation, and we are going bigger and bigger in this case. Okay. You can continue. You can put the hands on your ribs or maybe on your belly. Try to make the movement the more and more wider. And then when you can't widen it anymore, we are going to go back in the center, and you leave your arms fall, and then you relax the shoulder, maybe close the eyes a moment, and feel yourself in the very center of all those spirals and circles you just draw on the ceiling or on the sky. And enjoy this moment. And notice maybe you feel oscillating a little or not. You can close the eyes, you cannot if you can, if you don't. And then if you are standing, we are going to go slowly in the back in the seated position. And what we are going to do, as usual, classic graphic journal, we are going to draw a self-portrait, but what I would like you to do is, like, if in your page you do the self-portrait in this part, how do you say, in like the half part of the page, you leave enough space on the second half, so maybe you can do the face, maybe you can do face and shoulder anyway, like, yes, you take this, the middle, we will need this space later. I'm going to put a timer. Okay, let's go, 2 minutes. I'm back. I don't know if you, okay. Okay. So now what we are going to do is, I'm just going to, okay, sorry. So what we are going to do is, for starting, by drawing, writing, shaping, wherever you feel to, we are just going to stay in our center as we did before, and around our character, around our self-portrait, we are going to feel and make an inventory of the emotion we are feeling. So you can write if you feel like I'm nervous or anxious or happy, or I don't know. Or if it's difficult to find a word, you can just put shapes, can be in the body, can be around, can be, maybe you can imagine it. It doesn't matter. The only thing that may matter is that you will use a different color from the one you take the self-portrait, and if you can, you use a lighter color. Okay, so we are just inventorying the emotion. Use a, I don't know, a pink, a yellow, or something that may be easy to read but not too present. So depends by, if you have colors, can be also a blue pen if you use the black ink for the drawing, or also can be a pencil if you use ink for the drawing, something lighter. Okay, let's go do a little inventory of the emotion, the sensation, all those things that are more like in the body, energy and things. 2 minutes, let's go. Okay. So now what we are going to do, or with, if you can, if you want, with a different color, but also a light color. And this time you can maybe preferably write, but you can also draw shapes if it's too difficult to write. Of course, what we are going to do is like, we felt the emotion, we draw our face, we felt the emotion. Now we are going to go a little bit picking our brain, and we are going to put around our self-portrait, can be words that goes like this, can be words that goes around. It, you prefer, you do what you prefer, but it will be, make an inventory of your trait of personality. I don't know if we can say this in English, like, you feel that you are well organized, you feel that you are a person with fear of flying, or fearful and courageous, or I love to eat chocolate, so I'm, how do you say, gourmand? How do you say in English? Glutton? No.
Yeah, gourmand doesn't exist, it's glutton.
Glutton, yes, but glutton as it's like,
yeah, it's not nice. Gourmand is
it's not nice because it's like
yeah.
sin.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. So now, like, I don't know. Can be I'm lazy, I'm well behaved, like all the trait of personality things that define you, the perimeter of who you are. It's not so easy, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to put 3 minutes and just write it down. Maybe you can use a different color, but don't go too dark. Don't be darker or as dark as the drawing of yourself. Okay, let's go. Can be positive, I'm doing the quoting, positive or negative, or things that people say to you, or things that maybe you fear you are. You do what comes to mind, like trust what's coming, the word that coming when you do the assignment. Can be also words that for you are opposite, and they come to yourself both, and it's okay. Okay. So now what we are going to do for another part of this same exercise is if you have the space in the same page. No, before we do this, maybe we are going to take a few seconds that just to go back, and each one of you can go read what you write down, and maybe you can take a different color and find that if there are some of those things that you have written down that can go together, or that they are opposite, or you can do this for the emotion, but also do this for the personality. Let's take few seconds. I'm going to put a 30-second timer. Okay. So now what we are going to do is all those parts of ourselves that we pin down, those emotion that we have, and those personality trait that we observed. We are going to, if you can, on the same page, let me, or maybe on the side, or maybe up to the around. No, we are going to do this. Take a smaller pen and just go on each word that you written down, and just fill these words. And if you can give to this personality or emotion a shape, if you can give a shape. It doesn't have to be a big drawing. We are going to do this later, but just like, okay, maybe for me, when I'm anxious, if I have a symbol that come to mind, maybe it's a cross. Or if I feel sensible, okay, we just try to connect the word with the symbol, and maybe I put a flower. I don't know. It's just we are going to disconnect from the word and just try to feel the signification. Okay, let's go 1 minute and a half, just very fast. Can be very symbol, can be flowers, art, cross, or I don't know. It's very fast, like emoji. You're drawing emoji on the side of those words. I don't know what to do with this battery. Okay, 3 seconds to go. Okay. So the iPad battery can't stop going down. I don't know what is this. What is it? Because it looks like it's charging. I'm going to open also with this, with the telephone. So that, sorry for this little, because it's better that we don't. Okay, I'm going to do like this and it will be better. I guess it's possible to do this. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. Inception.
Progress.
Okay. Okay, perfect. I'm so sorry for this little inconvenience, but so now we are, it's better like this. It's so sorry. Okay. I can't see you, but what we are at, if you ever need to ask a question, since I'm on the telephone now, what you will unmute yourself and ask with a voice, if it's okay for you.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, perfect. So now what we are going to do, next step is, we felt the emotion, we noticed our personality, we defined ourselves, this perimeter of who we are. We connect with those words with like just very fast symbolic emoji around those words. Now what I would like you to do, maybe something we already done so many months and maybe years ago, and in honor of the fact that there is another Inside Out movie who's coming out, and I love those movies, we are going to observe those character, I don't know, trait of character, those personality trait that we write down, those emotion, those things that are around us in some way. And we are going to connect them and snap a picture in our imagination, since we are artists here. And on the next page, you are going to build up a family picture album of all those parts of you. So you pick one. Just we are going to go through them one by one. So maybe you pick one emotion for, I don't know, maybe it's anxiety. Okay, circle the anxiety. You go on the next new page and you do a little portrait of your anxiety. What's the face of your anxiety? Is it a human face? Is it a monster-like? What's the color? Or for another thing is maybe your personality trait, you are always distracted. Okay, what's the face of this part of you that is always distracted? Does this distraction part of you looks like a creature, a human, somebody you know, an animal, or a sticky figure? Okay, does it make sense?
Yes.
Yes. We are going to take some time, but of course I don't have a timer anymore because my fucking telephone is using the Zoom. I hate technology. What is this? So I'm going to try with the 3% iPad to put a little chronometer, and then I will we will do this maybe for 3-4 minutes or something like this, okay? Let's go. Start drawing and then and maybe you can imagine different shapes or size for those family portrait picture you are putting on your album page. And of course, down the image you are going to draw, like when you put a picture of a friend or a family member in the album of photos, maybe you want to write a little description like the name or okay, we've been drawing since for 3 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes more. Still, we've been drawing for 4 minutes. Still 1.5 minutes before we finish. Okay, 20 seconds to go. Okay, so did you manage to draw all you wanted to draw, or do you need more time? Okay, je vous vois. So now what we are going to do, we have this page full of all this part of ourselves. So if Pixar maybe call you tonight, you will be able to give a lot of like character design for you to do your own version of the movie Inside Out. We are going to circle in red the most scary of those characters. Let's circle in red the most scary. And then maybe we want to circle in blue or in green the one who we are most fond of, the one of those characters that we appreciate the most, the one that maybe we long to be every moment of our life, every time. Maybe it's more than one. And then maybe you can take another color. I don't know, you can take pink or I don't know. And maybe you want to circle the one you are most caring, you want to most like protect and cherish and have most empathy for. It's not the word empathy, but the compassion, more compassion. So the one you want to protect and take another color, maybe a yellow color, and circle the one who you are the most of the time, the one that you, when you see this and you say, ah, this is the most of the time myself, without judgment. It's like if you would do a self-portrait of yourself, will be maybe this one, if you have to pick one. And then we are going to take another color, can be a darker violet or a darker blue, and we want to circle the one you are not very fond of. It's not a matter of being afraid of this character, but it's just the one that you don't want to see, you don't want at your party. Okay, and then maybe you can put before I say green or light blue, so maybe if you use green or light blue, now use the one you didn't use, and you can like highlight those one who are not neutral, like it's not like but maybe they are not very positive or very negative, or but you are not often feel this way, they are not often there, but you can recognize them in some way as being part of your life. Justine, I see you laughing at my horrible English.
No, I'm laughing at your dog.
No, Don't laugh at my dog. Okay. And so maybe there are some other that you want to acknowledge in your page, other colors or other things that you just want to write down very fast. Do it now if you need to. And I will need and so now I would like you to pick one character. I would recommend to pick one that you don't like a lot. Maybe the one that is the most scary. I will say pick one that is the most scary. That you want to pick to keep the more far from you. But if it's too much, maybe you want to the one that you don't like. Anyway, pick up. We are going to pick one that is not very. We don't want to have nothing to do with this character. Pick this character, of course. And for this character, okay. Oh, now the iPad is back on charging. Maybe it was a problem with Zoom. I don't know. Anyway, so what we are going to do is like we pick this character, the one you don't like, and very fast I will ask you the question, and I'm not putting a timer. I'm just giving maybe a few seconds. I will ask you the Proust questionnaire about this character. Okay, so you take the most unloving, the one you don't want, but now you have to go into this character, because you will need to answer those questions that I'm about to ask you about the character personality. Okay, so the Proust questionnaire, if you are probably anyway, I will put a link in the replay. It's like this set of questions around knowing a character that it's after the Proust death. They found that he answered those questions like when he was 20, but also like when he was 15 or something like this. And now it had become this set of questions in which you can use to circle a personality of people. So let's take the worst character you have in your album, in your photo album, and I want to answer the question. You don't have to write down the question because it's the Proust character. I guess that it's always the same question. They are like 35 questions, I guess. 32. I remember 32, but there are 35 in this page anyway. So what is the idea of perfect happiness for your horrible character? What makes this character happy? You can write it down, and then or you can just think about the answer, but it's more fun if you can write it down, because so you will have a trace of the exercise. Now, next question is, what's the greatest fear of this character? Try to stay in the skin of this character, in the question number 3. What is the trait that this character most deplore in themselves? what they are more disgusted of themselves of. Question number 4, what is the trait that this character most deplore in others? Number 5, which living person this character admire the most? Number 6, what is this character the greatest extravagance? Number 7, what is their current state of mind? Number 8, what this character consider the most overrated virtue? So what is the most overrated virtue according to this character? If it Number 9, if this character occurs to lie, and we assume that this character lies, and what are the occasion in which this character tell lies? Okay. Question number 10. What this character most dislike about their appearance? Number 11. Which living person this character most despise? Question number 12. What is the quality this character most dislike in you? Which is actually question 12 and 13. I mix them together and I make it about you. But you will find the question on Google if you need to. Sort of question number 14. Which words or phrases this character most overuse to you? Which is the things that this character a lot say to you a lot, maybe. What is or who is or what is the greatest love of the life of your character, of your character, yes. And when and where is this character, are them more happy? Are they the most happy, the happier? And which talent this character would like to have the most? And maybe this is the question, but you can also write down which is the talent that most has or would like to have to be better at. And I'm bypassing one question, and then we are going to 19, and it's what this character consider as their greatest achievement. What did they achieve? They think that they are the best, the greatest achievement. And then we are skipping some question, and we are going to what is this character favorite occupation? And then what are their most marked characteristic? And if you, I'm changing the question a little, but can you answer the question if in all those characters that you write down, that you draw before in the photo album, what are their most valuable friends of this one? Can you find some of their friends in your page? And if yes, so what other character are their friends? Maybe you have a group of characters now. You can. And then those are like fun. This character, this one that you don't want to invite to your party in your brain, what are their favorite writers? And also, who is their hero? Can be a like fictional character also. Maybe it's one of the character you draw on your page, or some partner in crime. And if this character would be associated from one historical figure or some character from books, or how would you describe it? Then we skip some question and we are going to the 32, an adaptation of the 32. Imagine that, so to recap, I always recap when I explain, but so we drew our self-portrait, we felt the emotion, the personality, we wrote down all those words, and then we pick up those words to turn them into those characters. So I imagine that as we did in the exercise, those characters as names. I imagine can be one character, it's the loving one, and then there is one character that is the asshole one, or something like this. I can imagine, but this is a name or to this character that you gave to this character in doing your photo album. But this character, what would be their favorite name from themselves? How they would like to be called? It's not actually the very same question, but it's an adaptation. If this character would choose their own name, what would it be? And would, and if I skip a question, and then if this character has a motto, what would it be? If they've chosen their own name, and then they have their own motto.
Sorry, Nicoz, a motto?
Not a motto, a motto. I can't pronounce it.
No, I don't understand.
Not a motto.
Yeah, I was thinking about this.
It's like a motto in Italiano. Motto. It's like device.
Une devise.
Devise.
Okay.
It's not device in English. No, device is other things. Okay. Yes, une devise in French. Like there is a phrase, like now they gave themselves the name, and also like a slogan, I would also say, maybe. Okay, now that we use this questionnaire to observe the character, the ones that we didn't want to be aside, we are going to do a very small meditation, the one that we always do. We are going to sit in a comfortable position, and we are going to close the eyes, slow the breathing. And what we are going to do, first thing first, is like, okay, we close the eyes, we slow the breathing. You can put your hand, one on the heart, the other on the belly, or you can put your hand on your lap or on your knees. Close the eyes, relax the shoulder, heart over pelvis and head over heart, so we are in a straight position. And now we let go of all this exercise, all this silliness, and we try to notice if we feel emotion arise, if we feel sensation arise, and those emotions that are arising, are they us, or are we them, or can we individuate those characters? Like, okay, here is my anxiety of staying the eyes closed, doing nothing with my hands. I feel a little bit anxious of doing this. Actually, I already felt this today. What's the phase of my anxiety? Is it a character or is it me? Am I the anxiety, or the anxiety is just somebody or some part of me that is passing by? We just notice this. For each sensation, we try to put a face, to put an attitude, to put a name, to put a picture in our family album of the brain. And it's like we are here in the middle, and we see all the sensation, all this character passing by. Of course, some of them, we want to keep them close. Maybe those one we individuate to be the ones we want to protect. We have empathy for those characters that are fragile and we want to protect, or maybe those characters that, those feelings that make us feel very full, very happy, and we want to keep close. And during this state, like closing the eyes and they're relaxed, we also try to have curiosity and go to call back near this horrible character, this one we wanted to send very far at the beginning of the questionnaire of Proust. And we try to notice if those questions, that those answers we gave to the question, if they are like matching this character. We try to stay curious about this character. We try to dialogue and see if there are some question, some answer to the question that the character want to change. Maybe they want to change their name that we choose before. Maybe they want to change their motto, their devise. Let's stay like this and observe. It's like we are in the center, and maybe we can visualize ourselves in a cool, comfortable position in the center, and also in a safe position. Maybe we are on a throne inside of ourselves, or maybe we are on a little hill or in a flower, I don't know. And we see all those characters composing our brain passing by. And since we are very safe and very in the center of ourselves, and we rule ourselves, we are able to see those characters of ourselves going by, but we are also able to come and call closer this horrible character we didn't want. And for the first time, we try to ask the question, in which way this part of us try to keep themselves useful. What's the utility they think they have for us? Okay, we stay the eyes closed and we leave with the answer coming. What they try to do. And once you feel you have a connection with this horrible character, and once you ask the question about their intention, in which way they are trying in some way to protect you or to help you or to be there for you, even in a way that maybe you can't really enjoy. Once you feel this connection, you can answer in your mind, listen to the answer in your mind, or very slowly going back to your graphic journal and start writing back the answer. Okay? You choose your own. Let's go. Maybe you can draw a little comics, a little cartoon. Maybe you just want to listen to their voice in your mind, or maybe just write automatic writing. Let's go. Maybe you can draw or visualize if this character that is not very agreeable, that is not very likable, enjoyable, the present doesn't feel very good, and you feel their present, maybe you can locate them inside yourself. Where can you locate them? Is it in the heart? Is it in the brain? Is it in the belly? Maybe you can see if they are in some place that you want to observe. And so maybe you want to visualize or draw, if you can, the portrait of this character when they were younger, before maybe they turn in this way. Or maybe you want to draw where they are located, in the place where they are located. Maybe you can see the room inside yourself, or a place. Maybe you want to observe what there is around this place. And then before we finish, I'm going to put a timer, and we are going to write down what did you see, what did you observe. Maybe an explanation. You can write down a little explanation from of where this character, what is doing, what is their purpose, and also if you can, if they are in company of some other parts, and also if you can, how were they like before they are like this. Okay, I'm going to put a timer. Let's go. And maybe you can notice if in this character, the part of yourself where is their home, if they are in the present also for other part of yourself, if they are, and in which way, you know, those pictures you put in your family album, if there are some other part of you, and if they are connected, are those parts in some way opposite, are those parts brother and siblings? Does it make sense, my question? Okay. And you can write it down, and maybe once you find those characters, that if there are some more than once in this place, maybe you can go back to your family portrait album, family picture album, and mark them as connected. Okay, 1 minute to go. Okay, and then when you, if you feel like it, maybe do you want to share something about this last exercise? Do you find that you have more than one character, and you saw this horrible in some way character? Is it connected to other horrible character, or is it connected to some maybe positive character, or maybe some you know, those one we like, so maybe those one we want to in some way have empathy for? Do you feel like share it? If not, it's not an obligation. Okay. No problem, no problem. Like, do you say in English when you take a wind? No. C'est prendre un vent, ça se dit pas. No, I'm joking.
Because
So
a wind, like a wind in English slang could be more like a fart. So
we are on Zoom, so maybe I took wind, but I don't know because I can't. I'm not here in presence with you. So the thing is, we should have other exercise around this fact of characterizing things that are not character. The humanizing some part of us, detaching from those parts. But what I think is, it's 8 p.m. and I guess that this class will be one kind of class that is in two parts, if it's okay for you, because the end of this class we have still some exercise to go, and I also feel that it would be cool to give a little time, because maybe you can give me feedback around this, that maybe it was, I tried in this last exercises to don't give too much of breaking out of the exercise, the last one, doing this kind of exercise starting from a meditation, so it's a visualization, so I don't actually have the control about what came up to your mind. And often what happens when we do those graphic journaling classes, I have a lot of control about what you have as an outcome, because I ask very direct question, or you draw this and what is this, and but in this way it's tell me if it's I feel like it's more how do you say in English, more abstract. Do you say this in English? That felt, did it felt this way? Was it more abstract than the rest of the exercise? No? Okay. But what I think is, if it's okay for you, and hopefully people will catch the replay, and maybe I will write a post on Patreon, it's that what it would be fun is like staying with those characters, noticing those characters when they come and go in everyday life for the whole month before we catch the class in July. It's not homework. It's just like, I do a silly example. I feel anxious. I feel anxiety, and maybe I can go back to my graphic journal and look what's the face I gave to the character in which I don't have anxiety character, but I have, for example, a fear character, which is like this. And so maybe now it can be fun that every time that I feel this stress, this anxiety, instead of feeling I'm anxious and this anxiety is all around me, all not around, but all over me, which is something we do as an exercise when we do the self-portrait, in which we draw, when we draw the feeling, and maybe sometimes this anxiety can be, I do an example, I'm not sure if it's like this, for maybe it's like, I feel, okay, maybe it's like a red or violet triangle in my chest. And we often do this kind of exercise in the graphic journal. But now we try this month of, instead of feeling taking all in the anxiety, we try to play with Pixar movie style. It's like, okay, I feel this anxiety, and try to imagine the character you draw. Maybe you don't have the anxiety, but just an example. Does it make sense? So it would be fun to play around with this, and maybe we can share our every time you feel we feel those feelings. Maybe we can play with drawing those characters, and we can share on the Facebook group. And then the next class, we will finish this. I will probably add some to make it more into a, but next time we will do in some kind of way the same kind of work. Like we are going to play with the fact of in which way we identify with, like we did today, the feeling and the quality and the how did I call it, the personality. We identify with it, and today we disidentified because we turned them into character which we can play, but also we can observe when they come to us, so we don't have to subire. How do you say in English? We don't have to succumb.
Suffer. We don't have to suffer?
To suffer. It's like to subir. Subir is suffer.
You don't have to suffer them.
Yeah, you don't have to suffer them, but more like observe them, like character that comes and go, the funny one, the scary one. And next time what we are going to do will be in some way we will do the same, but most with opinions and with things that are not in the order of brain or emotion, but more in order of things that we are in the world. Can be, I guess it will be fun. We will see. Sorry again for every time I have a technical issue. I guess it's the signs that the setup of all those graphic journal between Patreon and Zoom, and I know I must change something, but it's been months, but I still don't know. And give me feedback if those ways are easy for you or not, the Patreon, or if you have some maybe preferred way of communicating anyway. Thank you, Justine and Steffi, to showing up to the live. Have a nice, thank you. Now the young people do this. They don't do this anymore. They do this.
I'm not young, I don't care.
No, they do also this. Yes. Can't wait if you want to share those characters. I can't wait to see them in the Facebook group, but if you don't want, it's okay. A bientôt. Ciao. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao.